At the beginning of the universe, there was nothing. Then, boom! The Big Bang changed 6 elemental crystals hurtling across the universe. But that wasn't the only thing that they did. Around that time, these beings also came in to help fight off other beings, but also realized that they're not actually living beings. Now, they have to stop something that they ever had before, which might bring some consequences to them in the near future. Before I talk about the latest MCU movie, Eternals, I would like to have a quick moment. And it actually is still MCU related by bringing up 2 subjects that I should probably discuss with you. I should probably give you a little promotion. What I have here is the book on the story of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Basically, of all the films that they made throughout their history. If you guys really want to get this book, I highly recommend you do so. For those who want to learn about the history of them. Despite them being split up into 2 books, they explain everything about the making of these movies. Yeah, it is pretty kind of expensive with its money, but if you don't care about that and just look past that, you'll be in for one heck of a read. I would also like to advertise the IMAX experience that Disney Plus did with some of the MCU films. Sure, some of them have the widescreen format and some scenes with IMAX, but movies like Infinity War and Endgame has the film in its entirety. In that regards, that makes it great, and I highly recommend you check it out, and I can't wait for more of that. Anyways, here's my review of Eternals. Hey guys, Movie Fan 2002 here, and I'm here today to review the latest film of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, simply titled Eternals. Yeah, why didn't they call it The Eternals? I don't know, I'm just nitpicky. So, Eternals begins with the Celestial that creates the Eternals. No, seriously, he literally creates them as they are sent to Earth to stop the Deviants. Thousands of years later, they're nearly all gone, and the Eternals are pretty much living their lives normally. But of course, this all changes when the emergence is near, and now they have to do everything they can to stop them, even if a couple of them might probably get in the way. That's all I'm going to say without going into spoiler territory. Now, even though I never heard about these characters from the comics, because I'm not much of a comic book reader, I was still looking forward to this movie because it did seem pretty much interesting. It did seem fascinating, the visuals looked fantastic, and I loved the cast they were getting. Yeah, I was pretty much excited for it. And yes, even with the whole critical reception that the film was getting, which, to be fair, I was not pleased at, I was still pretty much looking forward to it. So, after I saw the movie, where am I with the film? Am I with the critics who hate the movie, or am I with the audience that actually enjoyed the film? I'm with the latter than with the former. Now, yes, this movie does have a couple issues. Now, I don't really do this with my reviews, but I'm going to get the negative stuff out of the way first before I talk about the positive. The first thing I did not like is, this is not really an issue with the movie, it's the critical response towards the film. I did not really like that. I know it's not really an issue towards the film, but it really is a problem just for me. As for issues in the actual film, well, one thing that I didn't like was that one of the Eternals, although I won't spoil who it is, gets killed off, like, in the first half of the film, and I thought that was kind of stupid. Yes, they do explain on why about it, but at that part of the movie, it was like, really? Sure, we know about her more through flashbacks, but come on, it would have been cool to at least know about her more through modern day. Another issue I had with the film is that one of the Eternals was not there during the climax because he was with the group throughout most of the movie. I can understand why, but it just felt kind of frustrating, especially that he also appears at the end. Yeah. But in my opinion, I think the movie's biggest issue, at least in my opinion, is that throughout, like, most of the film, I was confused of who the main character was. Was it Ikaris, or was it Sersi? You see, the problem is, I was, like, confused. Wait a minute, is Sersi the main character? No, wait, probably Ikaris is the main character. No, wait, it's probably Sersi. It gets confusing by the minute, and you're just okay. I'm just confused now. Yeah. But to be fair, it is technically both of their movies, but we kind of at least needed more of that. Okay, now that we got those stuff out of the way, now we can talk about the stuff that I love about this film. First off, the story, while at times a bit confusing, which I forgot to mention that, there are a couple moments where the story can get a bit confusing, I still thought it was told pretty well, and it was nice to have a good story in the movie. He also gives us time to know about these characters. Plus, the movie does have a series of flashbacks where we get to learn about them and their pasts and about some of these characters. What else? Oh, that, and also, the pacing does not feel long. So for those who are concerned about the movie's 2 hour and 37-minute running time, don't worry. It flows along very smoothly. And I believe Spider-Man No Way Home is going to have that same pro as well. Well, I hope. The performances were great from everybody. I thought everyone did a fantastic job. Personally, my personal favorites would have to be Angelina Jolie's performance as Thena. I thought she was just awesome, mainly because I just really love Thena in this film, which I'll get to that later. But still, Thena's just awesome, in my opinion. But of course, I think we can all agree that the movie's best aspect are the visuals. Regardless on how people are going to feel about this movie, there is no denying that this movie looks absolutely phenomenal. Every shot of the film looks amazing. The designs of the Deviants look so cool and energetic. Even the powers of the Eternals are all great, as each of them have their own unique styles. Of course, this is also used greatly during the action scenes, and each one is highly engaging as the last one. My personal favorite would have to be the one at the start and in the forest. I also like that the movie's also a little bit more different compared to the other MCU films. However, it still has the same lighthearted tone and humor we all come to expect, so it doesn't make it feel out of place for a film like this. Of course, let's now talk about the characters, and there are a lot. Of course, the main stars of the movie are, of course, the Eternals. There are going to be debates on which ones are the most standouts, but if I gotta pick mine, it would be Icarus, because he was just freaking awesome, and I really liked his arc throughout the film. Cersei, who's actually a good protagonist, and I really liked her arc as well. Sprite, who may seem young, but she's actually very old, because obviously they're Eternals, who also reminds me of someone in my family, with her kind of jerkish attitude. She reminds me of someone in my family who was around my age, but I can't lay my finger on it. Who could it be? I guess I'm just thinking something else. There's also Phasmos. I think that's his name. If I spelled it wrong, just let me know. But still, he was great as well. Brian Trey Henry did a great job. But of course, my favorite is Thena. I just loved her. I mean, she's amazing, and I loved her arc throughout the film. And I like that while she was this power, she's trying to fight herself. It reminded me a bit of with Frodo Baggins in the Lord of the Rings trilogy when he was trying to fight his corruption with the One Ring of Power. I thought that was pretty cool, where he's fighting internally instead of actually physically. I think that works to its advantage. That, and also, another thing I also like is the score. I think the score is also very good as well. It really brings things to a whole new level with it. And what else did I like? Oh, yeah. The last thing is that without giving away anything, the mid credits and end credit scenes were fantastic. I thought they were really good. I won't spoil what they are, but if you have seen it, you know what I mean. Overall, in my opinion, I don't get the hate for Eternals. I think it is another great addition to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And if you disagree on that, I respect your opinion, but personally, I just enjoyed the film. And it's just my opinion, okay? Agree or disagree? This is the way it is. I'm gonna give Eternals a 9 out of 10. Don't listen to the critics. This movie was really good. Well, we're almost done with the MCU stuff for this year. Only got 2 more big things, MCU projects, and you all know what those 2 are.
We're saving the holidays.
Marvel Studios' Hawkeye. First 2 episodes streaming November 24th, only on Disney+.
Hello, Peter.
Thank you all for watching, and until the next video comes, please like this video if you really enjoyed it, comment down below, and until next time, peace.